What? Yeah. My op in here, I'm crashing the party. Hold on. Get back to the party. Drinks on me and we act retarded. Slip right in. We got to the garden. Step out.
It's your boy Red Dusky.
And it's your boy Rell here.
You're now tuned in to the Spill Podcast.
The Spill Podcast.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
I just got it from my partner and it's proper. Tell the waiter send a bottle while I roll it. I smell the pressure in your pocket. We can match and get live up in these parties. You got it. Let's roll up some. I just got it from my partner and it's proper. Tell the waiter send a bottle while I roll it. Let's blow up some. I smell the pressure in your pocket. We can match and get live up in these parties. You got it. Let's roll up some. Smoking drink got me retarded in the club. About to come up on my body and I'm screaming. Let's roll up some. Smoking drink got me retarded. Let's blow up some. To come up on my body and I'm screaming. Let's roll up some.
I need some info. Is that you smelling like you got that presidential? Check my credentials. Got fire endo. We can match it up or make it an extendo. Hold up, wait, I'm going sick out. The club turned up, I'm in the middle. You know the gang with me on the Lizzo. They wanna do a run and shot some yelling ditto.
Let's roll up some.
Mighty Mo, grab a bottle, tip it slow. Everybody bottoms up, tell the bar to send some more.
Let's roll up some.
What's up?
What's up?
We back on another episode of the Spill Podcast.
The Spill Podcast 2.0, baby.
What's been going on, Rell dog?
Man, ain't nothing been going on but going on, man. Just living life, brother.
Hey, it's getting crazy and crazy every day.
Yeah, man, living life and trying to max it out, man, every day.
That's what we're about. That's why we come to the Spill Podcast to live out our energies to y'all as strong black married men on this show, and we just come to delight y'all with our what I want to say. Help me out, Rell.
I think it's important for black men to get together and have conversation.
Yeah,
you know, pretty much. Like I think it's very important that we don't have all these nigga thoughts in our mind and we can't release them to each other.
The niggas.
What we drinking on today? Now, this was funny. Nigga said, man, I got some of that Michael Jackson, brother. I said, the Tito's, nigga.
The Tito's, nigga. You know, normally, you know, the Henny or the tequila, but you know, the wife, she said, y'all gonna drink some of this tonight.
And it's okay because it's Wednesday.
It's just Wednesday.
And I know I ain't gonna drink a whole lot of tequila.
Right.
I mean, a whole lot of Tito's.
Right.
Now, if he had tequila up here, I'd probably be throwing them back.
Yeah, it'd be something different.
Because tequila just take you to a whole different level. Like, we drinking a vodka orange juice right now.
Vodka and orange.
That's a nice little, I can have one of those.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
What's going on with you,
man? You know, just trying to be out here and being the best me I can be.
That's all we can ask for, my brother.
Man. That's all we can do, man. Be the best you could be. Not what everybody else wants you to be. What you could be.
What you can be. I felt like that was like a commercial.
Man, it was like the Army did that. Yeah. It was like, be all you can be. I thought, you know, for me, it came from my heart, but the Army definitely did say be all you can be. Damn, that wasn't original.
Let's go, Rell.
We got the Rell Report coming up. The Rell Report.
What we got on first, Rell?
First thing, since our last episode, you know, there was a hurricane in Florida. So,
right.
The deadliest hurricane since like the 1940s for Florida, hit Fort Myers and Tampa area mostly. Yeah, man, you know, definitely want to send our thoughts and prayers and condolences to the family down in Florida affected by that and being misplaced. You know, I've been misplaced before. I had a house fire. Yeah. You know, it's crazy to have to start over, you know, at that point in your life, you know, from scratch. You know what I mean? So shout out to everybody who lost everything. If you want to help contribute, you can definitely go to redcross.org. They have a donation area there. So I think as soon as you click on it,
I might just drop some Red Cross.
Redcross.org right there. Hey, Red Cross.
Yeah.
What's up? We know y'all got money. I'm just saying. Can a brother get a sponsor? I'm trying to get it from the Red Cross, nigga, CVS, wherever I can get them from.
Some.
Check. From somewhere. Damn it. Red Cross. What's up?
What up, dog?
All I'm saying, I know y'all niggas got money. Anyway. Next we got and I'm gonna talk about this for a little bit because for those who don't know, we are re-recording this episode.
Yeah.
We had some audio issues. That's all I'm gonna say.
Some technical difficulties. We definitely did.
But I actually said something about this. So let's talk about Kanye West for a second.
Right.
So I said something about Kanye on the episode that we're re-recording, but I think it's best that this is happening because
the nigga's still going.
He's still going. Yeah. But what happened? He had did an interview on Fox News, right, with Tucker Carlson, and some things from that interview was placed out on social media. Of course, he wore the White Lives Matter T-shirt, so they put that picture out there. And then they had some clips about some of the things he said. He said Trump was the shit. He said White Lives Matter because they do. That's why he wore the shirt, because white lives do matter. And then he also said something else. Oh, Black Lives Matter was a scam. He actually tweeted that.
Right.
So, of course, this is what I saw on social media.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This is what I heard.
Right.
But today, I actually took the time to actually watch the interview. And everything that was put out there for us on social media, it was so taken out of context, right?
Okay.
Like, we all know Kanye, recently converted his life, to God, to Jesus. He's a devout Christian, very, very serious about his faith.
Right.
That was the first thing I got from the interview. Like, he always led with God.
Always.
And any question that was asked, he almost led with God and ended with God.
Right.
That's big on me. You know what I'm saying? That's a part of my morals and values.
Right.
So that's one thing I picked out of it. The second thing I picked out was he loves black people. Like, he actually loves and cares for the progression and black people getting the proper knowledge that they're supposed to get. One of the things that he was talking about was how the media in general kind of is trying to sabotage him, and his intentions, which in my case I can see, because that definitely happened. Like, they put this stuff out for you to just see these excerpts of things he said, and you're not getting the full story. Like,
more so like clickbait and stuff like that.
Right, exactly.
Right.
And it is kind of sabotage, because I know I wasn't the only one who saw that White Lives Matter T-shirt and then the interview, and then was like, Kanye tripping again.
Yeah.
Kanye, this man crazy.
Right.
Oh, he being a coon.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what that kind of stuff try to make you to do. And that's because Kanye is not saying the stuff that the people who's really trying to drive the narrative want him to say.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
He kind of making people think a different way.
I agree. Like, when you say that, the last couple of years, he's always been in the face of social media when it comes to the controversy. They say he needs a mental evaluation, and one of the best interviews I think he had was the one with Charlamagne the God. They wasn't like Wyoming or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he went out there, and it's like everything they were saying, like, in the blogs or whatever. And it was like, when you actually listen to him, like you said, he's a firm believer in God. Like, he's not mental. He just stands and stand firm where he believes in.
Right.
And also he's not doing it. Just looked abnormal because he's not doing the normal way.
Right.
You know
Exactly. And sounds that way. It's like that one. Excuse me. That one thing that was when he had bought the house across the street from Kim Kardashian.
Right.
Everybody was like, "Oh, he crazy. He's stalking her," and Pete Davidson and la la la. But what about the fact that his kids are over there?
His kids.
You know what I'm saying?
Got away from that.
It's been like the narrative in the black household that the father is absent, and that does affect the black family in our community immensely. I think. You know what I'm saying? So how is it vilified that this man who, okay, things didn't work out between him and Kim, but the impact on the kids can be minimized if daddy's still across the street?
Right. A lot of stuff can be minimized.
A lot of stuff can be minimized if
think about that.
it can affect a family if dad is 15 minutes down the road.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He wants to be there so he can be active in his kid's life, knowing that the family that he married into, how they tend to use their kids.
Their kids, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They sexualize all the daughters.
Definitely.
And I'm not saying there's nothing bad about that. I'm just saying all the daughters are models. They got their ass out.
Yeah. Yeah. Really.
You may not want that necessarily for your daughters.
Right.
You know, Kanye West got daughters over there.
Right.
He may not want that to happen. So he may want to make sure that right now, while they're young, he establishes that I will be here to help guide my daughters in life. I don't want the Kardashians making all the decisions.
You know what? Because he got all daughters. He don't got no sons.
I think he either got one or two sons.
Really?
I know it was like, I think he got like twins or something.
Yeah, something like
Like
that.
Psalm and Corinthians. One of them was
Deuteronomy?
one of the, they named something like that. But you know, he got daughters over there.
Right.
You know what I mean? He may not you see what the Kardashian daughters are.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. I mean, poor Chloe. Goddamn, Tristan had another baby on her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like and this is all their businesses out. I mean, he may not want that for his daughters.
Right.
And honestly, the Kardashians shouldn't want their daughters to be out in that Kardashian life with their ass out and stuff. They might want more for their daughters too. So for Kanye to move across the street, you shouldn't vilify that. His kids are over there.
That's his kids. Like, I would never step on a man's toes that want more for his kids, and especially if he's trying to be in his kid's life. It's like, what more can you say or do? Like, you can't. Damn if he do. Damn
if you don't. And that's what I'm saying. It's like, oh, he does that for other intentions, but the way that is given to us, it's like he's only there because Kim Kardashian's dating Pete Davidson, and he looking out the window. You know what I mean? At them getting out the car or some shit, texting. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Yeah. You know, you see Kanye also on social media. He be at little girl games.
Yeah, he be stand up. Like,
trying to be an active father. You know what I'm saying?
That what goes underwater. The positive stuff he also put out there. Like, and one of the things that, you know, the Adidas. You know, Adidas only been popping with the shell toes. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He boosted their sales.
Definitely. To the point where they now make shoes that look just like Yeezys.
That look just like Yeezys, man.
That are on the Adidas brand.
So when you go against the grain, and you know he's bringing everything to the table because he was with Nike at first. He left Nike because Nike didn't see his vision. He went to Adidas. Adidas started seeing his visions. And then now they trying to tweak stuff. It's like, no, dude. It's like, you know, I brought a lot of consumers to Adidas. You should be willing to hear what I have to say.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And hear me out on it, because the Yeezy sales are not going nowhere.
They're not.
And they'd be fool if Adidas let them go. Like, seriously.
And he talked about like the Gap deal that he did and how he had to separate himself from that.
From the Gap.
It's because, like, honestly, like, I got a Gap sweatshirt. It was on sale. But who is wearing Gap? You know what I'm saying? Like, as far as like the
2004,
the influence right now. You know what I mean? It's not something that's like put out there. I think Gap and like Old Navy is like under the same umbrella. You know what I mean? Like, you're not really promoting that. You don't see that as a brand. But if you put Kanye West's face on it, that changes it.
It's gonna go
100%.
If you was a Kanye West fan and you know what he's about, since day one, he's been saying almost like the same stuff from from his lyrics, from the God in his lyrics, from Jesus Walks, and also he said, always had a passion for fashion. Before I have it, I close my eyes and imagine. He always talk about God in clothes. Always. That's what he talked about. That's what he does. That's him.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So you can't knock him for wanting to be him. He's seen it from a long time ago.
Right.
His first verse, you know, I don't remember, but if you look at the documentary, he was talking about God and clothes, like literally. You know, And said I was gonna be a hip hop trendsetter in clothes.
Right. And I was disappointed in myself. I ain't gonna lie, because I was mad at the nigga. Like, how this nigga white lives matter, and I didn't take the time.
It just. I didn't mean to cut you off. It just. His messages are weird.
I mean, Kanye does definitely go off the rails.
Yeah,
he does.
It's weird.
But he's like, and then when I see these other celebrities talk about him, they always start off just like this. Kanye, my boy. I love Kanye.
That's my dog.
That's my dog. That's my brother. But he's misunderstood. Like everybody that I see that's actually been with Kanye since day one, that actually love and care for the brother, that's actually a friend, they be like, Kanye my dog.
Kanye my dog.
I love him to death, but it's because they can't say the stuff that he said.
They can't. Yeah.
They a little bit more conservative to the media because they know social media is a great tool to use.
Right.
You can make a lot of money off social media.
Definitely.
You can go somewhere off a social media post, and you can be taken down too.
Yeah.
It can be weaponized.
Yeah, Boosie got taken down about 50-11 times.
They took Kanye, they banned him from Instagram and Twitter. Kanye West,
because they were saying he was delivering hate speech.
Yeah, you can't do that. I know niggas that be put in Facebook jail for less. You ever see a nigga? Hey man, I'm back. Where was you at, bro? What you say, dog? You go through their profile. This has been banned for. Oh, this nigga says crazy shit.
Oh snap. Yo.
But yeah, man, I love Kanye West. Like, and I'm gonna make sure that from now on, when some shit come out about Kanye West, I'm gonna fact check the shit first.
Fact check, definitely.
Yeah, because that shit was taken. I challenge anybody. Look at the interview. It's a Fox News interview with Kanye West and Tucker Carlson. Listen to that shit and tell me some of the stuff that he's saying don't make sense.
It makes sense, man.
It be making sense. He said, last thing, this is controversial, but he said that 50% of black death in New York City is by abortion.
Oh, snap.
50%. I don't know how true that stat is, but if that's a true stat, then it's gotta be, you gotta feel a certain way about that.
That's a lot of people.
That's a lot. You gotta feel a certain way about that. So I'm like, if that's true, people who, when we talk about stuff like abortion, like, are you really for it or against it?
Yeah.
Because I know if one of my daughters fuck around and get pregnant at a young age, I know what options are on the table.
Right.
And both of them are going to be difficult. Either one of them.
Shit.
If you go through the abortion or she decides to keep the baby, that's going to be a tough decision. But those two options are there. Which one would you take?
Which one would you take?
That's a tough. I don't think anybody can really answer that question.
Right.
Unless they going through.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, unless they going through that.
Right.
Or went through it and then can look back at, because you can look at something real clear in the rearview mirror.
Oh.
Ooh. You know what I'm saying? You can look back in the rearview mirror and see if something was good for you or not.
Podcast.
Looking back at it. So that's good. Like, if it's anybody out there who ever had to go through that, like with the son or a daughter, and a decision had to be made whether to abort or keep the baby, I want to hear the story. If you're comfortable, comment down there and let's have a conversation. I think, because I thought about this earlier. I was like, damn, when he was talking about abortion, I'm like, what if something happened to my daughter?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I understand stuff like, rape and things like that. But if it's just like, teenagers, they make decisions that may not be the best decision. So I'm like, if something happened to one of my daughters, like what would I be for? You know what I'm saying? Because I can't tell you if I'm for abortion or not. Honestly, I can't. Because what something happened to my daughter, what You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know what? And I mean, that's just a relevant like question like that we need. You know, I can't tell you either. You know.
Yeah, that's tough. That's actually tough. But
really.
These are issues that are out in the media that people are pick sides, like clear sides on. Like, I'm pro-life.
Yeah.
Or I'm, body positive, or whatever the case may be. Like, these are clear decisions that people actually pick a side. I can't pick a side.
Yeah.
Because if something was to happen to my daughter or my wife or my niece or cousin, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I don't know what I would be for. You know what I'm saying? I would want somebody to do what they felt like they wanted to do with their body. But at the same time, people, you think about like young pregnancies and young mothers and how their life could be affected by it. You know what I'm saying? It's like a lot that goes into that decision.
Right.
But yeah, man, I ain't mean to go down that road, but
we went there. We definitely went there.
But nah.
What we got next, Rell?
Well, moving on with the Rell report. We want to talk about Diddy for a second.
Diddy Bop.
Cause it's some stuff going on with him and Mace
and Bethel
right now. So Diddy got on the Breakfast Club the other day and said that Mace had owed him like $300 million and called him a fake pastor. And then Mace, of course, clapped back and said some things about, Diddy wanted receipts with all the people who, well, first he said his mama had the receipts.
Yeah.
Which, anytime you talk about somebody mama,
that's personal.
That's I don't care if you write about my mom, nigga. Nigga, don't be talking about my mom.
Don't be talking about my mom. Don't be talking about my mom.
But yeah, so he said his mama had the receipts. And he said the only other people had the receipts are dead. Named Biggie, Black Rob, and Craig Mack. Of course, we know that the Locks had some issues.
Yeah.
With Diddy, and it's just like this narrative around Diddy keeps being put out that he was messing people over,
right,
with Bad Boys when it came to the money. And I think it's because Diddy controlled the money,
right.
Anytime you control money,
right,
whether people feel like they're getting their fair shot or not, you always going to be have a bullseye in your head if the person doesn't feel like they're getting paid according to
right,
what was said or promised or actually happened. You know what I mean? So, what's up with Diddy always having this over his head, man?
And Mace always confused me because he be pastoring and then he come back and drop a mixtape.
Yeah.
That'd be confusing me because he went to preaching and then he came back. He joined G Unit.
Right. Yeah, he did.
He joined G Unit.
That's a tough transition.
And G Unit, them niggas was beefing and
like, hey, that G Unit was gangster shit. Like, how you go from being a pastor to join G Unit? Like. Like, that's a hell of a transition, Mace.
No bullshit. Yo.
But that definitely did happen. I definitely remember that.
Yeah, so it was just so awkward for me. And I'm not saying Mace is wrong because like you said, a lot of people had came at Diddy for financial reason. They say he's a great guy, but it's always been the money, the bag. The bag was always less than what they deserve or less than what they supposed to been getting.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
when you a legend like that and when you're in that position in a company that you're in, I think that comes along with the territory, man, when you are in control of paying people.
But the thing is, I would want to be around Diddy. I mean, from what he puts out in the world, he's putting out love. The
right.
energy he's putting out it's like a feel good. He wants to be happy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And also, I'm not looking through Diddy eyes. We don't know what's going on. I'm pretty sure it's a lot of problems being the head guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I can't. So Who knows?
And we talking about Puff Daddy for our older generation, our aunties and stuff. We talking about Puff Daddy. We know he changed his name a couple times.
It was Puff Daddy first.
It was Puff Daddy. Then it was Puffy.
Puffy, yeah.
And then it was
P Diddy.
P Diddy.
Then
it's just Diddy.
Yeah, Diddy.
Right now, is it Puff Diddy or is it just Diddy now?
Diddy, Puff Diddy Love. One of them.
All right, well, Sean Puff Diddy Combs is a living legend.
He's a living legend.
He's a legend. He had impact on society, especially the black community, with his music and some of the artists that he put out. No doubt about it. But I definitely believe some of the business that was happening, he had to make business decisions. And some people got shorted. Because, they're telling us that it happened. The Locks came out. They wanted to get out of their shit with Bad Boy. And they went to Def Jam.
Yeah.
They did that for a reason. And now, this shit with Mace. So, it's definitely some shit that had went on. But one thing that Diddy was also in the news for, which, I definitely wanted to touch on this. Diddy said that R&B is dead.
Right. He said that.
He did say that. And now I gotta disagree with him. I don't think R&B is completely dead, but I do think it has a torn ACL. It's on injury reserve. It needs some physical therapy.
Yeah.
Like it's not. I'm not saying that it's not the same, but it's not invigorating anymore. Like it's, when you turn on the radio or you're trying to listen to even not turning on the radio, even when I go to like top 100 R&B songs, of course you're gonna like your top 5 gonna be, you got your Beyonce.
What was that shit? What was that? Turn on the radio at nighttime. What was that joint called when they played all the love music?
Like what was it, like Smooth 99.3?
Oh man, what was that shit called?
I know it was always a dude with like a deep voice. You're now listening to True Love 107.5.
Oh man,
the grown-up station.
The grown-up station. Did you hear some? Did you hear some shit? What I'm thinking of right now.
Man, look. So while we talking about this, the R&B thing.
Yeah, come on, talk to me.
You would definitely hear some Jodeci come on.
You gonna hear some Jodeci.
You would hear some Jodeci come on. You might hear some Boyz II Men.
Forever, my lady. Ooh, yeah. It's like a dream. Ooh. I'm open my something's with it. And this is what I mean.
Forever, my lady. Yes, man, them niggas used to be singing, boy.
Them niggas used to be singing.
And I think that's what's missing. I think niggas don't be singing no more. Like really on the microphone.
Niggas don't be singing no more.
Yelling and shit.
Niggas don't be singing no more, man.
I don't think niggas be in love like they used to be in love.
That's the thing. Niggas was in love back then.
They was in love.
Let me ask you a question. Was they all singing to the same woman?
You know what? Now, I think KC from Jodeci was definitely singing to Mary J. Blige. Like, cause that's just some aggression. I heard they had an aggressive relationship. He was aggressive ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm holding you close. I'm keeping you warm.
Yes,
so I really think he was singing to Mary J.
Yeah.
I think Genuine been on that same. Why is people tripping over Genuine? Genuine been doing that same shit
since
98.
Yeah, that nigga been, hey.
Y'all remember he was dancing with the broom and stuff?
Man, do you remember when the nigga got on stage and he had a pair of jeans and put another female inside the jeans?
Bruh, I remember.
No jeans.
Nah, hold on. He put somebody in the jeans that he had.
That nigga put somebody.
Genuine been on that shit. You remember when they took him on 106 in Park and he came out in the stretcher? This nigga did a whole Grammy performance on 106 in Park.
106 in Park, yes.
Genuine, stop tripping on Genuine.
Genuine,
he been the same OG.
He been the same OG. Yes.
Keep Genuine name out your mouth, cuz.
Put some respect on.
Put some respect on Genuine name. Genuine been doing.
That nigga been.
He been on that shit, cuz.
Yo.
But that's what I'm saying. Like Genuine used to be one of them niggas that used to be singing. So Anxious.
That So Anxious was right.
Come on, Pony.
Pony was right.
These are timeless hits.
Yeah.
Like they ain't talking about shit right now, man. Now we got some folks out there. I know my guy Chris Brown. Shout out to Chris Brown.
Shout out Chris
my
Breezy.
cousin. He holding it down, man.
Shout out to Chris Breezy, man.
Chris Brown holding R&B down. Of course, you got Beyonce, but I put Beyonce in like her own category. Like Beyonce, not no music genre to me. She her own genre. She Beyonce.
She Beyonce.
You know what I mean? I can't put her in R&B. Drake is like hip hop, but he be singing. So you don't know what Drake is. You know what I'm saying? It's Drake R&B's pop.
Music
rap.
came so far along. I remember, like, you knew when an album was coming out because they had all the posters around the city. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You would see the commercials.
Yeah.
Of their album about to, drop in a couple weeks. They would drop a video first.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Then it was all this promotion. Now, niggas just dropping.
They just drop it. They don't tell nobody nothing.
Niggas just dropping.
You just look and be like, oh, they came out with an album today? Damn, I ain't even know.
Such and such is just dropping.
Like they just drop it. But you know what that was, right? It's when people, for some reason, a lot of music was getting leaked.
Yeah, a lot of music.
So we were getting the whole albums like when they weren't even done yet.
Yeah.
That's what happened to Lil Wayne. Like Lil Wayne would get ready to do an album. He'll have some tracks and then the tracks get leaked. Now he got to do a whole nother album.
This nigga under the sun.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's why his mixtapes was just like albums because they were.
You know what? I'm gonna get off this subject. If I go on this mixtape Wayne, I'm gonna do the whole podcast on mixtape.
We can do a whole podcast on mixtape Wayne, but we talking about the R&B.
Yeah, we're going back to R&B.
You know what I'm saying? We're talking about the R&B. R&B not the same as it was back in the day. But the thing about it not being the same, I'm not expecting it to be the same.
Nah, because it came, like I said, it came a long way. R&B came a long way, such as not just the radio hits. We talking about the country, hits too.
Right.
The ones that didn't get a lot of role play. Slow rolling. Yeah.
Oh, that's that soul right there. Okay.
My baby told me, stroking with the lotion.
Stroking with the motion.
That was my remix. Yo.
And that's what I'm saying. It's when you turn on the radio now, it's a lot of hip hop on there. It's a lot of rap.
Yeah.
But I love R&B music. Like I can listen to R&B music all the time.
I go to the gym. I didn't mean to cut you off. I go to the gym.
No, you good.
90s R&B.
90s R&B. Probably, arguably the best time of R&B. Because it was like the advancement and then it had like the old soul behind it too. It was like the new and the old like mixed together, like met in the 90s and just made magic at that time. Right. So now that we on it, so let's go top 5 R&B of all time. Of all time.
All right, in no particular order. Ursha, baby.
Okay.
I got Chris Breezy.
Oh, okay.
I got R. Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
And I know a lot of y'all looking at me crazy because I got R. Kelly. Fuck R. Kelly.
Fuck R. Kelly. We was want to say that first as a Spill podcast. As a person,
forget R. Kelly.
Forget him.
But the songs the man sung,
the music, look,
it lives forever.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? I was just in the car. Sometimes you got to bump R. Kelly by yourself, and you got to watch. You got to watch your surroundings because you don't want to be called out.
Right.
People gonna think you a fool while being a fool when he was a fool, but that wasn't the case.
I ain't gonna lie. I just got back around to listening to R. Kelly like recently
because the nigga can sing, man.
He has some hits.
The nigga can write.
I actually missed listening to the song.
Did you know that nigga wrote B2K Bump on Bump?
It sound like some Pied Piper shit. It sound like Bump 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 sound like some Pied Piper type shit though.
Yo.
You know what I'm saying? That's why that song was so good because R. Kelly wrote it. Because I think anybody could have sung that song. For God's sakes, B2K had a hit off of it.
B2K had a hit. That was their number one song, you know.
No offense to B2K.
Okay. I'm gonna go with Mary J. Blige.
Oh yeah, definitely Mary J.
Last but not least, you got to throw Beyonce in there.
You got to throw B in there because she started.
I'm in love with you. I want.
she had like an evolution through the R&B.
Yeah.
But she ain't really never truly left R&B. You know what I'm saying? She just added like that pop shit to it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now she like on the Afro beats type shit. So it's just like her R&B had just evolved with everything that she did. So yeah, I can see how you could put Beyonce on there.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw that in there.
So I can't disagree with definitely R. Kelly. I mean, all of them I agree with, actually. You know what I'm saying? But I guess my top 5, I throw Kales in there. I'm gonna go ahead and throw Big Luther in there. Big Luther, not Little Luther. Big Luther. We gonna go ahead and throw Mary J, just like you said, Mary J. I know number 5 is Jodeci. And then I number 4. Damn.
Talk to me real.
What I said? I said R. Kelly,
Mary J,
Jodeci,
Luther,
and number 5. I'm gonna have to go. You know, was Whitney Houston R&B?
She was all the above, man. She was all the above.
She was like. Yeah, Whitney Houston was like kind of like how I describe Beyonce. Like she was like her own.
Yeah, she has one of those voices that I used to be. I'm gonna keep it real. Some songs that I try to stay away from because they'll put me in my feelings.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, I'm gonna keep it real. You know, especially when I'm going through stuff. Whitney got a voice like when people say you can sing like a bird.
Mm-hmm.
Man,
like that's what I'm saying. That's how you know music is impactful because if a song can take you back to a place that you haven't been in a long time.
Whew.
Like that's when you know.
Yeah.
That's when you know, bro.
90s music does that all the time. I can hear a song and I can remember a time and place where I was at while listening to that song. I can tell you what I was doing around that time. You know what I'm saying? I can tell you what I was probably wearing.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? It's just the 90s music is a forever genre. Like forever.
Definitely.
You can never go wrong with 90s music.
Definitely. You can't go wrong with the 90s hip hop or R&B.
Right. It was just different.
It's classic.
The art of storytelling was just crazy. You could just have your headphones on and every word he or she may say you can visualize in the song.
Right. And we did a lot of like, you know, we walked around with, you know, CD players and Walkman. Stuff. And the thing about how we had to listen to the music, like I remember when we had to listen to music on tape, like you ain't want to really have to rewind or fast forward no shit. So you had to listen to the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? You can't. Right now, you got a choice. You can listen to one song. You can listen to the first 6 songs.
Yeah.
Me and my wife was listening to the Beyonce album, and she hadn't even made it past a certain amount of songs because she loved like the first couple songs. And I was like, I was at a wedding and I was like, they requested this song. That song, that song fire. She was like, well, I haven't even really listened to that song before. That song is dope. And I was like, that's where we at right now, because back in the day, you would know all the songs on the whole album. You had to listen to the whole thing. Don't fuck around and be back in the day where they had the 8-track. Yeah. You couldn't even rewind them motherfuckers. You had to listen to the whole thing. Listen to the whole and that bitch had 8 tracks on it.
That bitch had 8 tracks on the jump. Your best 8.
But yeah, I know who my 5th one now, and I do this kind of differently, but my 5th most impactful or my favorite R&B, however this poll is, it's gonna have to be New Edition, but it's gonna have to be like all parts of New Edition. So it's New Edition in the totality.
Yeah.
Then it's like Bobby Brown, Johnny Gill, Ralph Tresvant, Belleville DeVoe. It's them all and their separate ventures all together.
You know what about Bobby Brown that I like? It's that Ja Rule and Bobby Brown video, right? His jaw was so locked on that
Man, look.
and you know I can go.
He was trying.
Chilling with them.
He was trying to fight that crack mouth as much as possible, but we all saw it, Bobby. It's all right.
It's all Bobby. That jaw
Hey.
was locked. That jaw was locked the
I'm
whole
glad that
video.
song was a hit.
And you know what? The way he ran.
No, you get bored. That crack mouth was crazy, boy.
Crack mouth.
Yeah, he had the crack mouth on that. But check it. Bobby Brown was like, for real, like one of the dopest R&B niggas ever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like he had a time where he was just straight killing stuff. But New Edition all together, like they over the years, like the way they was like New Edition and they ventured off to do their different stuff and still was able to make hits. I mean,
those guys was nice.
it's not a lot of groups where
Those guys was nice.
that happened like that. Like if you think about, even you go back to like the Temptations or the Jackson 5, like who was really popping out that Jackson 5 other than Mike? You know what I mean? Jermaine had a, slight run.
Jermaine had a slight run.
C had a slight run.
Yeah.
Tito, he was just chilling.
Tito was just Tito.
Tito was chilling the whole time. Like Tito just be in the back, just he was chilling the whole time. But New Edition was definitely different. They was all able to be successful. So that's why I put them, in my top 5 too.
Yeah, that's what's up, Rell. Is that it? We got some more for the report. That's it.
No, that's it. That's all for the Rell
And that was the Rell report.
The Rell report.
All right, Rell. I got a segment. What have you been Netflixing lately?
Okay.
And what I've been Netflixing is the Jeffrey Dahmer. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't been watching Jeffrey was a white man. A crazy white gay man who traveled to bars to pick up on gay black men.
You telling this shit like it's a damn Christmas story or something. Like it's damn Rudolph.
He drank a lot of beers, man. And he was weird as fuck. Some people say crazy, but you might can't say the C word. But the fool, the fool unalive a lot of black people in the most worst and fucked up way.
Jeffrey Dahmer, I think you can definitely be safe to label him as crazy. I feel like crazy is doing some shit like he was doing. Like that's some crazy
That's
shit.
some crazy stuff, man.
Like Kanye West ain't crazy. That nigga is crazy.
That nigga crazy.
Yeah.
After watching the series, I did a little research and I came amongst pictures that I wish I never saw.
Oh man.
This guy was legit gay.
Oh yeah.
This guy was legit gay. He not only cut your head off, he cut your dick and balls off and saved them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, first of all, if you gonna kill me, partner, let me be good so my people can know it's me and I'm preserved well enough to have an open casket. This dude went to the full length of dropping people in pure acid, man.
And that's when you on some whole other stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, he ain't like he in like a stand. He wasn't in a standalone like home or nothing like that. He's like in an apartment building.
Apartment complex, man.
And doing this and people smelling it, the lady next door going crazy. I mean, the show was actually, it had me on the edge of my seat.
Yeah.
Even though if they made plenty of movies about and documentaries on Jeffrey Dahmer, if you known anything about who Jeffrey Dahmer did, but the visualization of that show, it was a great fucking show. Like it had me on the edge of my seat like the whole time. Like even though you know what's gonna happen next, you like, okay, what the fuck's gonna happen next?
What's gonna happen next?
You know what I mean? It was wild, bro. But that was some good TV. I'm not gonna lie.
Some good TV. And myself as well as the internet, a lot of us I felt sorry for the deaf guy, because in interviews Jeffrey really liked that guy.
Yeah.
That's one of the most ones that he had a relationship with.
Right.
But the things he was dealing with, his mind still resorting into murder. You know? And, you know, you took this man away from his family, and it was the Netflix did such a good job with depicting this story.
They did
verbatim. If you look at those courtrooms of the families expressing themselves, it's exactly just like the show.
And let me tell you, Netflix doesn't always do a good job. Like, it's some movies where you look at on Netflix where you feel like they just did the movie like that day. Like the niggas still have the same outfit on from the whole movie. Like, they look tired, like they've been recording all day, like they had to set for like one day, like, and that's how the movies end too. It's like they weren't able to finish the whole movie, so they just cut. And it's like, what the fuck? Did she get back? Did she live, nigga? Like, what? You be puzzled like shit on Netflix movies sometimes.
Right.
So I think it's best, like Netflix, y'all just focus on based on a true story. Because at least you know it's an ending.
Yeah. Right. But we not here to promote Jeffrey and the tragedy he put amongst family.
Absolutely not.
But we are to put awareness, right? If you see a white guy with some glasses and he's too friendly, he might be on some other shit. I just want to say that
my antennas is up.
I just want to say that because I was kind of confused and I was kind of confused because normally my black people, we got senses like no other people got senses. If you see something that look cokish in my drink, 9 times out of 10, I'm not trying to drink this shit.
And you know how we get to the bar and there's this white guy trying to buy everybody drinks. We be the first one. Hey. What's up, Bob?
What's up, Bob?
You know what I mean?
Fuck with you.
Fuck that, Bob. I'm not drinking no drink from Bob no more.
No.
You know how that go. White guys get to the bar, they ready to buy everybody a drink.
Yeah, white people part. I love my white people.
I love my white folks now.
Shout out my
Come
white
on
folks,
now,
man. Shout out my white folks.
They pay on time. Oh. You gotta chase niggas down to get
you got chase. Hey, you still gonna give me that other half like you said you was.
Don't owe a nigga some money because you gonna get chased down. Hey, you still got that $5 I owed you a little earlier.
Nigga be dying to still owe me. And then come to the funeral. And they'll tell you how good they was and everything. Nigga, you owe me $40. You talk about how good
niggas won't come to your funeral if they owe you some money. They will not show up. I owe that nigga $40. I can't go.
I could.
What if somebody come and be for that shit?
Oh man, what you been Netflixing, Rell?
Man, so I've been Netflixing this show called The Mole, right? It come on like every Friday on Netflix. Like they release like 3 episodes at a time. It's a really dope show. So it's about like, I think it's like starts off with like 10 or 12 people. And they're all trying to like, they do these challenges to add money to a pot, but it's somebody within those 12 people that's trying to sabotage their money. And they challenges like every challenge. And the goal is to try to figure out who that person is. And, you know, it's crazy, man. Like it's like in Australia and they just be doing all sorts of crazy shit, you know, trying to add money to the pot. Like this one mission I saw, like they had 3 people on foot, 3 people in a car, and 3 people on a train, and they had to get back to the train station before the train got back to the train station with different packages that they had to pick up on the way. And like these people had to run like 7 miles to beat the train back, and then you had the people in the car. So of course, like if you're on foot, they made like the mission a little bit easier for you because you got to run all that way. If you in the train, you know, it was difficult, and then you're in a car, it's even more difficult. So it's just a really dope show because you have to figure out who's trying to sabotage the mission out of the different groups.
Okay, I got you.
You know, so you got to look at people's behavior and how they're acting. I mean, watch the show, man. It's real tough.
Okay.
Like I ain't gonna lie, like it'll have you like who.
And you said The Mole?
It's called The Mole.
Okay.
Yeah, it's called The Mole. I think new episodes release every Friday. I think it's about 5 episodes out right now. But yeah, it's a real dope show. For sure.
All right, if you can have a talent, right? If you can have a talent, what would it be and why? If you can pick a talent, what would it be and why?
Man, honestly, I would want to be like a really, really good actor.
Oh,
I would want to be like a Denzel Washington, or like just a great, like a Leonardo DiCaprio. Like, they giving me, like, people are salivating to give me roles in movies.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because they know that I'm a straight kill it. Like, I would love to be like just a great fucking actor getting Oscars, and I would like Jamie Foxx. You know what I'm saying? Like just really super duper talented that can do different roles, man. That would be.
Are you into like doing skits?
Oh yeah, definitely.
We should do some skits.
We should definitely do some skits.
Do some skits.
You know what I also wanted to do is I wanted to have my son. He's a really good. He wants to get into animation.
Okay.
I wanted to do a cartoon.
Wow.
Yeah, I wanted to do like, because he drew a picture of me, right? And just for like my social media, like like an anime picture, but it was like black anime. It's not a lot of black anime. You know, we got the Boondocks.
Yeah.
We got Afro Samurai.
Yeah.
You know, shit like that. I think Black Dynamite is also an anime now, but it's not a lot of black anime. So I said, draw me an anime, and he had like the dreads and the beard. You know what I'm saying? Smoking the blunt. Like, it was just gold. Like, I love that picture, and I wanted to like turn it into a cartoon character and have like my family as other different type of characters. And that's kind of like a reoccurring thought. Like, I want to do like a cartoon.
Okay. That sounds
like
sweet.
voiceovers and shit.
That sounds sweet.
Yeah, I would love to be like just somebody like that. Like, just if I had that talent to, you know, and you know what I'm noticing about a lot of actors? Like, they go off script.
Yeah. They go off script a lot.
They go off script. I'm sweating like a motherfucker. But they
improv
go off script based on what the character is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They may feel like, oh, he's saying he's this type of person, so he's gonna address what she's saying or he's saying this way.
Right.
And they just boom. You know, right into it. All they need is the scenario. Like, what's going down in this scene.
Right.
And then they just boom, just go off the cuff. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of how I want to be. Like, I don't even like memorizing lines and stuff. I feel like that's a pastime. I feel like a lot of the great actors, they going off script now.
Yeah, they going off script.
Yeah. What about you, man?
If I had a talent, excuse me, I would want to sing.
Yeah, that's that would be my second one.
I would want to sing because a lot of stuff, you know, especially I be having mood swings and stuff like that, and you know, Rell, and on a typical day, you know, I might be going through something, and then, you know, I just say to myself that I just feel like singing, Rell. And you know, sometimes you're hungry.
Sometimes
you go to the kitchen, you looking through that refrigerator. You're just trying to find something to eat. Your stomach gonna eat. You looking at that bread. You looking at that peanut butter. But you ain't got no jam. Goddamn. You tell yourself, I got a lot going on, but I need to do something right now.
Yeah.
I need to do something real. I got that peanut butter and bread. Peanut butter and bread. Peanut butter and bread, but no jelly.
No jelly.
I got that peanut butter and bread. Peanut butter and bread. Peanut butter and bread, but no jelly.
But no jelly.
Jelly, 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 jelly.
Peanut
no jelly.
Peanut
no jelly, 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 jelly. No jelly.
Peanut
I got that peanut butter and bread. Peanut butter and bread. Peanut butter and bread, but no jelly.
But no jelly.
Got that peanut butter and bread. Peanut butter and bread. Peanut butter and bread. bread, but no jelly.
But no jelly, dog.
No jelly, 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 no jelly.
What you gonna do?
No jelly, 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 no jelly.
Peanut butter.
No jelly, 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 no jelly.
Peanut butter.
No jelly, jelly. No jelly, jelly. I got that peanut butter and bread. I got that peanut butter and bread.
Hold on, I'm gonna go Bone Thugs on him. What you gonna do with no jelly, dog?
Peanut butter, no bread.
What you gonna do with no jelly, dog?
That peanut butter, no bread.
What you gonna do with no bread, man? What you gonna do with no jelly, dog? You gonna have a motherfucking peanut butter sandwich?
Peanut butter and bread.
No.
Peanut butter and bread. But no jelly.
No jelly.
Peanut butter and bread, but no jelly.
What you gonna do with no jelly, dog?
Peanut butter, no bread, but no jelly.
No jelly.
Peanut butter and bread.
What you gonna do with no jelly, dog?
No jelly, 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 no jelly. Yo.
Nice.
We got one.
The Spill Podcast.
Yeah, I would definitely sing.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. All right, Rell. We're going to name that artist, right? I'm going to say a lyric. You can guess the artist, and you can say the song, okay?
All right, let's do it.
All right, the first one is up is kind of easy. I don't know why I put it in it, but it's just so generic. His palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy. There's vomit on his sweater already. Mom's spaghetti.
I'm gonna have to go with Eminem on that.
That's definitely Eminem. Do you know what song it is?
That's the 8 Mile Jump. Lose Yourself.
That's Lose Yourself. You got that one right, my buddy. Got another one. Also, this is easy. I don't know. First of all, time out. This is DJ Rell we talk about.
DJ Rell would drop my shit, but I ain't got it. But
This is
DJ
DJ
Rell
Rell.
up in the house.
Yes, sir. Last name ever, first name greatest. Like a sprained ankle, boy, I ain't nothing to play with.
That's Drizzy Drake.
That's Drake. Do you know what song that is?
That's it may not something at all. Done for me. I want it's forever. I had to sing the song to get the name of the song, but it's forever. Yeah.
All right, we got another one. I ain't here to argue about facial features or here to convert atheists into believers. I'm trying to say the way school need teachers, the way Catholics need Regis, the way I need Jesus.
That's Kanye. That's my boy. Got my dog now.
That's Kanye.
That's my dog Kanye.
Oh, you know what that song it is?
Jesus Walks.
That's Jesus Walk. I know I messed up on the lyrics. I've been sipping on Michael Jackson, brother. Right now, it's creeping up on me. Okay.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
bear with me.
That's what I said. It's Wednesday. We can only have one of the Tito's.
One of the Tito's. Okay. All right. Last but definitely not least. I feel like you're gonna get this on the first 5 words. I got a bitch in the back, got a hoe in the front. One cooking the crack, one rolling the blunt. You get pussy and ass from a beautiful broad. If you're looking for that, holla at your boy.
Ooh, is that Lil Wayne?
That's what Lil Wayne.
Okay,
Cash Money Millionaires.
that's definitely Wayne. I only knew once you started rapping, I was like, it gotta be Lil Wayne because I can't hear nobody else saying that shit.
One of my favorite parts of the day is the dad joke of the day. You got a dad joke?
Yeah, definitely got a dad joke, man. You know it's my favorite time.
All right.
One of my favorite segments of the show.
I'm gonna go first. What did the plate say to the other plate?
The plate. What? I don't know. What they say?
Tonight, dinner's on me.
All right, I got one. What do you call a pony with a sore throat?
A pony with a sore throat.
What do you call a pony with a sore throat?
What we got?
a little horse.
I like that. I like that one. I like that one, real. Oh man. So last but definitely not least, we got the spill of the day.
The spill of the day.
Hit the button. Can you hit the button?
The Spill Podcast.
Spill of the day is black men and stereotypes. One of the most common stereotypes is black men not in the household raising families.
Right.
I want to talk about how it's mythical and somewhat true. Meaning, as a youngster growing up, when I would go meet my friends, I didn't meet a lot of fathers. I met a lot of mothers.
Right.
Circumstances, a lot of men were locked up. Let's keep it real, or they had other families. But while growing up and doing my research, I found out that black men were not appreciated, and they were kept out a lot of programs that existed in America. In Virginia, they have a RRHA program, which is a public project housing for a lot of African Americans, right? And people that's in this project housing, when they go sign up on the lease, they sign up as a single black mother. And most of the time, it's not true. They have people in their lives. They have the baby daddy, or we could just say the father. I do not like saying baby daddy, baby mama. But they can't put the father on the lease, because if they do, they can lose the apartment.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They can't. And then when the people do daily inspections,
He can't be there.
he can't be there. You know what I'm saying? And if he be in the house, she get puts out.
Right.
So a lot of these fathers are put in positions where they're out of the house because of the limitations that they have. Not against the fathers that's not taking care of their business, but the fathers that want to be in their life, they face a lot of things, amongst the communities that we live in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of black men are living in poor situations, well as the mothers. You know what I'm saying? And based on the decisions, sometimes you have to do things to survive in that what I want to say in that
environment.
In their environment.
You
become a product of your environment.
Right.
But it takes from the fathers that actually be in kids' lives.
Right.
Shout out, I'm gonna give out a shout out to Like a Rock, right? Outstanding father. And Richmond should give their roses to Like a Rock, because he came on the show, and he's involved with the children. This black man is involved with the children.
Right. He understands the impact of having a black male role model in an
Which
environment,
definitely necessary.
in an environment where like the South Side of Richmond, where there's a lot of crime happening, a lot of people get locked up every weekend from the South Side of Richmond. A lot of fathers, and I'm not going to make any excuses for activity that they participate in, but it does happen,
right? A lot.
And but one of the things you said was that there definitely are fathers out here that may be a product of the environment, and they don't have the means like a Kanye West where they can buy a house across the street. You know what I mean? Like, and a lot of that, excuse me, I catch my breath. A lot of that is systematic, right? So if you don't know what systematic is something that's put in place to intentionally try to regulate people, right? So if you say something like systematic racism or mass incarceration, things of that sort, You know, that's what I mean when I say systematic. So when you take black fathers out of the community for crimes or whatever may have you, and then you put them in a system where it's very difficult for them to, the jails are put in place to rehab people, right, for the most part, you know what I'm saying? So they're put in place to do that. Rehab means to get you to try to come out and be better after, right? So you go in there for rehab, but what it does is it creates in some cases a worse person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Depending on the actual, like, how much rehabbing are they doing? How many mental evaluations are they really doing? Like, it definitely is people who come out of that system and are better people, but some people go back and do the same shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, and then if they get in trouble again, they get in put jail longer, and then, you know what I'm saying? It's not helping them any. So when I say systematic, it's like one of the things that is used by the upper echelon to try to cripple the black family is having these systems in place that if those things are done, the black man is now out of the household. That's one of the things that's been crippling the black community for decades. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know, taking the black man out of the house, having the woman by herself to raise a black man. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's a difficult task for anybody to raise a black man. I got a son, you know, right now. It's a challenge to prepare him to be an adult.
Right.
You know what I mean? I know what I don't want from him. I don't want him growing up the way I did, and my wife don't want him growing up the way that she did.
Right.
But where we hold a lot of value is that we are together doing this. You know what I'm saying? It's two brains basically together navigating them, knowing both of the mistakes that we made because we grew up both different. Yeah. And we both made different mistakes. I can give him a mistake from a black male perspective, and from, like I said earlier, looking back in the rearview mirror at what was good for me and what wasn't. And she can too, from a whole different entire perspective. Right. And we give him that knowledge so he can be released out and be a great person that I know he's going to be. But in some instances, you know, that's just not the case. You know, you get a lot of black men coming out here in society that don't have a 2-parent household.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's a narrative out there that black men this is what we do. You know, we have children and we bounce on them, or we get locked up, or we get killed. And you know, that does happen. But I think as black men as a totality, you know, we need to make sure that the niggas is out here doing what they supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
I feel like we need a louder voice. So
yeah.
So people
Seriously.
So the younger black men that's coming up that don't happen to have that, they'll have a little bit more knowledge, except for being a product of their environment.
Right.
You know, going outside, seeing that it is some niggas out here that just, you know, putting that thing in, you know, every girl that they can do and have all these babies and not take care of them. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's important for us, you know, especially as married black men, 2 black women, to put a different narrative out there a little bit louder. So like this podcast, you know what I'm saying? We putting it out there like you don't have to be necessarily a product of your environment now. I feel like that's passe at this point in time in our society. Like it's plenty of examples out of here showing you a route that you can take. You can be like Lil Baby. You can be Lil Baby. You can be a rapper. You can be a LeBron James. You can be a lawyer. You can be all these things coming out of an environment that you may feel like you may be a victim of or a product of. Right. You can come out of that and be highly, highly successful and then make an impact on society a different way. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, that's stereotype that, black men, we just dip out of the households because we don't want to be responsible.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like we can kind of kill that. Now we have an opportunity to.
Yeah. Nowadays it's like black fathers are winning, man. We definitely definitely winning. We got big faces. People that can speak. LeBron. Even you know what, I'm gonna say D Wade, because D Wade is handling a tough situation whereas his child is in the LGBT community, and he's been a supportive father as much as he can,
man.
Right, and he's doing something that I can't fathom.
I can't, man. Like it's got to be difficult.
Very difficult.
You know what I mean?
I'm not sure the conversation behind those closed doors what they are, because I can only imagine. All right, so in that case, it's like we deal with a lot. We deal with a lot. You know what I'm saying? And D Wade, he got his kids. The kids is not with the mother. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's one that's with the mother. He had on Gabrielle Union, but we're not going to talk about
right,
that.
Right.
we're gonna uplift black men on this podcast.
Even with that, and I don't want to offend anybody with that, but that's one thing that I feel is also systematic to us. Like, I want to encourage everybody to be who they really truly are to the core.
Right.
But one thing that has been since slavery was trying to demasculize the black man.
The black man, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Try to make us feel less manly than what we truly are. Yet again, I don't want to offend anybody when I'm saying what I'm saying. But you got to recognize that one of the weapons that's used against black men is homosexuality.
Yeah, they done it.
You know what I'm saying? Trying to make it look like we less men than we truly are. So I feel like all of that together, is important, that even if you're a gay man, you have to look at it and be like, you still a black man.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You not, just because you gay, you not necessarily less of a man, because you really want to be who you are. I feel like, you stepping out and actually claiming who you are is being a man in itself.
Right.
And actually being honest about who you are is really being a man in yourself. So,
and you know what? When you say systematic, and we talk about the homosexuality, especially because you mentioned slavery. Was this systematic when slave owners were they were what's the word I'm looking for?
It's a tough word to say. I think it's demasculating
the biggest, toughest slave,
right,
amongst
absolutely
everybody, their family.
Absolutely.
They were raping black men in front of
they would
family.
take the biggest, strongest, toughest one and break his ass down in front of everybody else,
right,
to make it look like, hey, if we can do this to him, imagine what we would do to y'all.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel like we've gotten to this point in society where we can kind of we have an opportunity as a black man collective to change a lot of these stereotypes, whether it's not being in the home, whether it's being lazy, ain't got no job, whether all it's being gangsters and all the shit that, has been said for us over the years. Now we got black men investing in Wall Street, black men investing in real estate, their own businesses. We're on news stations, and it's important that we put that out there, that you can be more than just a product of your environment. You can go out here as a black man and be, anything you truly is that you want to be.
Right. I believe firmly. I stand.
Yeah. You just got to work. You got to put the work in. That's all I got to say. Just put the work in.
All right. And you know what? Hey, Rell, that was a good show, man.
Oh, yeah, man.
Tell the people where they can find you at.
You can find me at Rell's House on Instagram. That's RELLSHOUSE. Rell J Miles on Facebook. And yeah, man, that's where you can find me. Hit me up.
And you know where you can find me. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. You know, always posting clips. Y'all like your boy's stuff, man.
TikTok popping, man.
Subscribe to it. REDD_DUSKI Redd Dusky, man. And that's it.
And we out
on the Spill Podcast, baby.
Peace.
Hey, we gotta do a thumbnail. Ready, set, go.
That's it.
That's it.
We out of here.
Let's go.